I am going to share with you 5 dangerous night foods that could increase your risk of having a stroke after 60 years old. So, if you are above 60, keep watching. Before we get started, please take a moment to like this video. Your support helps me to reach more people with nutrition and health tips. Now let's begin. After 60, our bodies go through many changes. Our metabolism slows down, our circulation changes, and we become more vulnerable to certain foods. That's why it's important to be aware of what we eat, especially during the evening hours. Did you know that every 47 seconds, a senior above 60 suffers a stroke during sleep? This is alarming, but it is also an opportunity for us to take control of our health and make simple changes that can make a big difference. In this video, I'll be sharing 5 food items that you should avoid eating within 4 hours before bed. If you do want to increase your risk of stroke, heart attack, or high blood pressure at night, it may surprise you to learn that some common foods can have a negative impact on our health, especially when consumed at the wrong time. But don't worry, I will also suggest healthy alternatives that you can enjoy instead. If you're new here, welcome. Here, we discuss health and medical topics in an easy-to-understand manner. Please subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos. If you find this information helpful, please consider supporting us through the provided means. So without further ado, let's dive into our first food on the list. No. 1. Aged yellow cheeses. Many people love to enjoy a nice piece of cheese before bed, but not all cheeses are created equal. Aged yellow cheeses such as cheddar or parmesan are high in tyramine, an amino acid that can cause blood pressure spikes when consumed in the evening. When tyramine is broken down in the gut, it releases a compound called tyramine, which stimulates the sympathetic nervous system, leading to increased heart rate and elevated blood pressure. This can be dangerous for those who are already at risk of cardiovascular diseases. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that consuming aged cheese was associated with a higher risk of stroke. The researchers analyzed data from more than 70 participants and discovered that those who ate aged cheese regularly were 19% more likely to suffer a stroke than those who avoided it. However, not all cheeses are harmful. Fresh paneer or ricotta, for example, are low in tyramine and can be enjoyed safely in the evening. It is important to read labels and choose cheeses that are labeled as fresh or young to avoid any potential health risks. No. 2. Processed meats. Many people enjoy a slice of pepperoni or salami on their evening meal, but these processed meats can be harmful to your health. According to research, processed meats like bacon, sausage, ham, and hot dogs contain high levels of sodium and nitrates, which can constrict blood vessels and reduce the flow of oxygen to the brain. This can lead to an increased risk of stroke and other cardiovascular diseases. Additionally, processed meats are often high in saturated and trans fats, which can contribute to the buildup of plaque in the arteries and further increase the risk of stroke. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming processed meat regularly was associated with a higher risk of stroke. The researchers analyzed data from more than 33,000 nurses and discovered that those who ate processed meat more than once per week were 42% more likely to experience a stroke than those who ate less. Instead, opt for healthier protein sources like shredded chicken, eggs, tofu, or beans. These alternatives are lower in sodium and unhealthy fats and provide essential nutrients without the added risk. Number 3. Refined sugar. Many people have a sweet tooth and may indulge in desserts or sugary snacks in the evening. However, consuming too much refined sugar before bed can lead to inflammation and high glucose levels, which can increase the risk of stroke. When you eat sugary foods, your body breaks them down into glucose, which causes your blood sugar levels to spike. This spike in blood sugar triggers the release of insulin, a hormone that helps to regulate blood sugar levels. However, if you consume too much sugar, your body may not be able to produce enough insulin to keep your blood sugar levels under control. This can lead to a condition called insulin resistance, which makes it harder for your body to use glucose for energy. As a result, the glucose builds up in your bloodstream, which can cause damage to your blood vessels and organs, including your brain. A study published in the journal Stroke found that consuming high amounts of added sugar was associated with an increased risk of stroke. The researchers analyzed data from more than 30,000 women and discovered that those who consumed the most added sugar were 25% more likely to experience a stroke than those who consumed the least. Instead, opt for healthier sources of sweetness like fruit or dark chocolate. These alternatives are lower in refined sugar and provide antioxidants and nutrients that can benefit your overall health. No. 4. Fried foods and trans fats. Fried foods and trans fats are commonly found in fast food, fried chicken, French fries, and other processed foods. Consuming these foods regularly can increase the risk of obesity, high blood pressure, and diabetes, all of which are risk factors for stroke. Fried foods are typically cooked in unhealthy oils that are high in saturated and trans fats. These fats can raise your cholesterol levels and contribute to the buildup of plaque in your arteries. Plaque is a deposit of fat, cholesterol, and other substances that can narrow your arteries and reduce the flow of blood to your brain. This can lead to a condition called ischemic stroke, which occurs when the blood flow to a part of the brain is interrupted, depriving it of oxygen and nutrients. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming fried foods regularly was associated with an increased risk of stroke. The researchers analyzed data from more than 60 women and discovered that those who ate fried foods more than twice per week were 21% more likely to experience a stroke than those who ate them less than once per week. To avoid the dangers of fried foods, opt for baked or grilled meals instead. These cooking methods require less oil or fat and provide a healthier alternative without the added risks. Number 5. Caffeinated drinks. Many people enjoy a cup of coffee or tea in the evening to help them relax or stay awake. However, consuming caffeine after 60 can be harmful to your health. Caffeine is a stimulant that can overwork your heart and increase your blood pressure. When you drink caffeinated beverages, the caffeine is absorbed into your bloodstream and travels to your brain. There it stimulates the release of adrenaline, a hormone that can cause your heart to race and your blood vessels to constrict. This can lead to an increase in blood pressure, which can be dangerous for those who already have cardiovascular disease. Additionally, caffeine can interfere with your sleep, which can worsen health problems like high blood pressure and stroke risk. A study published in the journal Current Cardiology Reviews found that consuming caffeine after 60 was associated with an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The researchers analyzed data from various studies and discovered that high caffeine consumption was linked to a higher risk of heart disease and stroke. Instead, opt for herbal teas like chamomile, tulsi, or ginger. These teas are naturally caffeine-free and provide a relaxing and comforting beverage without the added risks. Avoiding these 5 dangerous night foods can help reduce your risk of stroke and improve your overall health. Making simple changes to your diet can have a significant impact on your well-being, especially as you age. Remember, it's never too late to prioritize your health. By making conscious choices about what you eat, you can enjoy a better quality of life and reduce the risk of serious health conditions. As you age, getting enough restful sleep becomes even more crucial for your health and well-being. However, Many seniors struggle with sleep disturbances, which can have a detrimental effect on both physical and mental health. Fortunately, there are effective strategies to overcome these challenges and achieve a good night's sleep. By incorporating these tips into your routine, you can wake up feeling refreshed and ready to tackle the day ahead. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the Black channel for more health tips. Stay healthy and take care.